Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm doing a tier list for team games. This is going to include 2v2, 3v3, and 4v4. This is not a tier list for 10v10s. That is like a game mode onto its own, and it won't be applicable also to 1v1s. So it's only going to be 2v2, 3v3, and 4v4. I think the tier list is all about the same for those three game modes. But I'm going to be talking a little bit more about 2v2 in general, just because that's the majority of tournament play. But again, it all applies to everything else. It's because team games are more lane based, so it's all about lanes rather than like the whole map. So we'll just go through the divisions here quickly, and I'll try to make it fast. But before that, I want to thank Hippie. He did make the tier list, so do want to thank him for that and give a shout out to him. That's he has a YouTube channel, and that's his little logo. Anyway, let's get straight into it. First off, second UK, A tier. The second UK has everything you could possibly wish for. It has good SAS, it has CQC infantry, it's got a million Milans, it's got good air mobile, it's got good artillery, it's got great tanks, it's got good aircraft. I mean, just has everything to fight everywhere and every lane. Like, and you also can try to change your playstyle. You can all of a sudden play a little more tank game mode if you want with the Challenger Mark IIs and get away with it against many decks. And you can stick with a total meta infantry build if you want as well. And you have plenty of good artillery to support team and do everything that you need to do. It's a really good deck. It's really strong. And that SAS opener is so good with all of the SAS coming with Stingers, but also AT4. And also coming with the Special Forces trait, Airborne trait, and Shock trait, so they annihilate everything in CQC as well. So really tough unit to get out, and you have to pretty much play around it anytime you have to play second UK. Moving on the list here, I'm going to move 5th Panzer into A category. 5th Panzer has everything you could possibly really wish for. It has good tanks, Leopard 2A, 4AC, has 18 armor, 21 pen. 21 pen means you can between two tanks, they can pretty much two-shot any 16 armored tank. So many of the T-64s, many of the T-72s. So, which is really, really good. So 2 shots, a lot of pieces of armor, and 21 pen can sometimes one-shot many BMPs from the front as well. Leopard 2A3s are good as well, nothing crazy. Good AA, good artillery, get the 155s, you get cluster artillery. Your infantry is not the best. However, you do get plenty of Panzerdivisions come with Martyrs to give you all the fire support in the world. And you do get that good AT plane, rocket plane, and the MW1 can be quadruple tapped. To do multiple passive infantry, so it's just a strong deck. It can pretty much go in any lane and do well. That's what's super good about this deck. And the Jaguar 2 is OP as hell. Jaguar 2 can take, it can literally take a tank rounds, HGM rounds, and survive, and it has smoke, so it's really, really good. And it's carrying a 25 pen, HGM on it. So really, really strong. Moving up the list here. Let's see here. I'm gonna start off with some really bad decks. One of the worst decks in the game is 152nd. I can't find it for some reason. I know it's in here. There it is. Is this the right one? Well, whatever. It's one. Yeah, it is. This is the right one. This is Lebanese. So this is one of the worst decks in the game. It legitimately has nothing to it. 152nd. Where are you? It has no tanks to really speak of. They're all garbage. All its AML is 90s or one-shottable. Its infantry are meh. Its air tab is good, but nothing that can't be countered in a team game. A team game density of AA is far greater, so air spam is not as prevalent, or is really difficult to pull off without super large coordination. So yeah, deck's terrible. The only thing it's got going for it really in a team game, it has the commandos that open up pretty good at the start with airborne deployment, and then the VIB is a really good anti-helo autocannon thing. So it does have that opener. Other than that opener though, everything about this division is garbage, and it does die in a team game. So there is that. That division is one of the worst in the game. 4E, gonna go on the A tier. Really, really strong. Has everything you could possibly wish for in a team game. It's got, oh, wrong division. It's got the Leopard 2A 4C, 18 armor, 21 pen. And it also has a 2A4B, less armor, 16, but 21 pen. And that 21 pen gun is massive. This is what makes this deck good, honestly. The 21 pen is so good. Air tab wise, it's okay. It's got clusters that deal with blobs, which is good. It's got IHawks, which is always good for team play. IHawks are massive AA, covering the map for team games. And it's got M110s, and M110 is probably one of the best artillery pieces in the game. This is like kills anything. Kills heavy tanks, kills super heavy tanks, kills any AA piece, kills anything. This is the best piece, one of the best pieces of artillery in the game. And just because that, it makes it good. It has good fire support. The infantry tab isn't the best though, but does get plenty of toes to hold down and defend areas. So yeah, there goes. That division is just good. And for some reason, I am missing something in my deck, but who cares? We'll go back to it later. And now we'll move on to another good division. I don't know, maybe we'll go with 9th Panzer. 9th Panzer is one of the best decks in the game for team games. And it's because it just has everything you could possibly want. It's got 2 cards AT planes, which if you have 16 armor, you get 1 shot by it. It's got the good helo. This thing's really cheap, and you can just kind of overrun people at the start of the game. Fine AA tab. Recon tabs A-OK. The tanks though, T-72 M1, 17, 19, 175 points. So cost efficient. And if you want a little bit more cost efficient, 16, 19 armor, 160 points. That is so good. And if you do need some super heavies, you do have it. One thing to note though, is this deck does struggle in totally open lanes, because it does only have 2100 range, which compared to the 2275 or 25, whatever that many other decks get, like the Leopards, M1s, and BVs. So that's something to note. Artillery tab, the Napalm is one of the most nasty team game killers in the game. In team games, this thing is a god. This thing is so destructive. You can destroy people. And if there's multiple in the battlefield in a team game, it is so broken. So this thing, yeah, this is a really strong deck. I don't think it's S tier, but it's definitely up there as one of the best decks in the game. Now, another deck that's just like it, it's just another flavor of 9th, is 20th. It has everything 20th. Has everything 9th has, except it has a little bit different infantry. Arguably, I like this infantry better because it has AT and satchel troopers. But the tanks, kind of a different flavor of the tanks, but really they are kind of the same. 15 to 19, no smoke, cheaper. But you do get this one, which gets 17, 19, which the other one gets. But you do get the AS coffin launcher. You don't get the napalm, but you do get the Dana, and the Dana is so good. If you've vet it up just once, 44. You know, reload time for 5-shot with 3.3 HE damage. That's crazy good. You get the AT planes, get the HE bomber, you get the rocket plane with the heavy rockets, and you get the cheap fighters to kill all the Apaches in the world. So just a strong deck overall. Again, not OP, but just freaking good. Moving down the list here, we see, what do we want to put here? Now, 3rd Armored is going to be controversial here. 3rd Armored is actually pretty good in team games. It's going to go up. Actually, we're going to come back to 3rd Armored. We're going to start with 119th. 119th is actually a really nasty team game deck. 119th has all of the deficiencies in 1v1 taken away in a team game because the lanes are much more narrow. So now 119th is just nasty. It has airborne deployment, and it has good recon, and it just has a million super heavy tanks that just like on the front bashing into another player is so freaking nasty. I mean, 21-21 pen, this thing smokes everybody. And if you wanted a cheaper alternative, 1921 is good enough to beat everyone as well. So really, really strong. You could also spam out T55s if you want to get 2 cards of them. If you want an alternative, you also get the ATGM carrier and Conquerors. Air tab wise, you get amazing fighters. Amazing fighters. So you get a million of them, which is good. Your AA is weak though. This is the one thing you have to like in a team game though. It's not as big deal because your teammates are going to be helping you out, and you can have density of AA far greater in a smaller area in a team game. So not as big of a deal. So this deck doesn't really struggle with the AA deficiencies that it does in a 1v1. And the 152s are so good. They're just good. Just good artillery, 3.34 damage. So they reload every minute. If you have a CV nearby, which you should, 48 seconds. So pretty good stuff. I mean, nothing bad there. Now, I am going to put 3rd Armored exactly in the same category, actually, as 119th. Again, all the deficiencies of 3rd Armored fall away in a 1v1. First off, the lane is narrow, so all of that, like the weakness of a 1v1 in 3rd Armored is if you play a wide game, this deck dies, just dies. But in narrow lane, this deck is hella strong. Now, there's one weakness to this deck in a team game, in which it doesn't have any radar AA. So you do need a teammate to have radar AA on your team, because then you'll be able to get an early indicator of planes coming in. Without that, you won't get that early indicator, because radar has further range of indication. Just have one piece of radar on your side, and there you go. You can just smoke off all your tanks every time an AT plane comes in, and you'll be good. And like the HA is so good. It's 21, 22. This thing just eats BVs and everything else in the game. Watch out for low cohesion though; they do fall apart. So you always want to keep sure that CV's nearby, giving them an extra double veterancy there. But other than that though, Apaches are great to help teammates. Chaparrals are just good to get a million AA pieces, and Brentley's aren't bad either. Mixed in with your tanks, so I think it's a good deck in a team game setting here. Continuing on, think team game setting. K.d.A, I'm going to put it in B tier. I think it's actually a pretty good deck in team game. I don't think it's the best of decks. It's got the napalm, it's got the smirch, it's got heavy artillery, it's got a lot of spam and a lot of air spam. Problem is, air spam in a team game is a lot less versatile. Like, there's a lot more density of AA again, so the air tab becomes actually a lot weaker. But mix it up though with the artillery spam. The artillery spam in this deck can be so nasty, and the AA provided with the buck is super good for the team as well. T62s are really strong tanks in general. And you can play kind of in the wider lane and grindy lanes with this dev, and I think it just does well. I mean, I don't think it's OP, but definitely in the B tier category. I don't think it's that weak. 11 ACR, I think, can be also put into the A category. I don't think it's that weak, actually. I think it's strong. Again, 11 ACR, probably a little bit better than 3rd Armored, but again, it has... actually, I mean, there's pros and cons. I think it's like an alternative 3rd Armored. Your air tab is way bigger and way better, but again, in a team game, not as good. But you do get IHawks, and you don't get the HAs, but you get a lot good M1s. You also get the M1A1 ACAV recon, and you get some good okay infantry. So I mean, you don't lose you lose the Apaches. Man, is it A tier or B tier? I'm gonna say B tier. I'm gonna put it in A tier. I'm gonna put it in A tier. I think it's A tier. All right, 25th is gonna go down in good old F tier. It's one of the worst decks, tank decks in the game. It just doesn't have anything going for it. Legitimately, it's one of the worst divisions in the game. It has no infantry to fight anywhere in infantry. It's got good artillery, which is nice. You can double fit your T64s, but T64s are just really bad tanks. They get two shot by most heavy armor divisions. So if you go in any tank lane, which you'll be required to go in a tank lane with this division, you don't have enough infantry to play an infantry deck. So you go into a tank lane and you'll just die to any tank division that you face. Pretty much. I don't think there's any tank division you pretty much will win to. You're expensive, and the only cost-efficient tank is this guy, which is worse than a T72. So it's just bad. Like, it's just bad. Like a T72, the only thing better that you do than T72 is you have more range, which is, I don't know, that's not that great. So really weak deck. They get two shot pretty much by anything with a good gun on it. So really weak. Air tab's not amazing either. Yeah, you do get the recon tanks, but these things aren't very good. So yeah, you know, I think it's one of the worst divisions. So I'm putting it down in the F category. 5e. I'm gonna put this in the B category. It's good. It's strong. It's got a good opener, but against good team players, it's not the most OP. Its infantry is strong. I mean, it's the same reason why it's OP in I'm putting in A category. I'm putting in A. It's OP. It's gonna struggle against heavy tank decks in the open, but anywhere else it dominates. The AMX B2s, man, in close quarters are so scary. Its artillery is also scary. The artillery is one of the best in the game. It has everything you kind of want to be. You got to be very careful though. In a narrow lane though, it can really collapse. It needs to be in a lane that's very dynamic and kind of a little bit more room. If it gets into a narrow lane in a grind fest, it will fall apart really hard, and it is counterable. But other than that, though, it is a strong division. I think it's really good, and I don't think it's that bad. So, all right, moving down the line, second Panzergren. I mean, there's a lot of A category, guys. I'm gonna say, I think second Panzergren is gonna go in that A category. It has everything you kind of want. Yeah, I mean, Leopard 1A5 spam, 1A1 spam, good recon helo, good AT planes, good Panzergren spam. It has M110s, which is everybody's wet dream for artillery play. And the Leopard 2A3s make up that little gap that you have in not having heavy tanks. You get Seed, a really good Seed plane. You do get some forward deploy, and you get some forward deploy ETGMs. I mean, it's a good deck. I can't say anything other. It's a strong deck. I think it belongs in the A category. All right, now we're gonna get into 56. I think 56 also belongs there. I'm putting everyone in A tier. It's crazy, but 56 is a really strong division. It comes with a natural veterancy curve than other divisions, so everybody just comes an extra veterancy. So you just double vet everything, and now you just like beat everyone on 1v1 engagements. You get a million BMP2s of different variants. I think 2D is the main variant, and you get the cluster mortar. The cluster mortar has been nerfed. Not as good anymore, but you also get good veterancy on the T62MD1 and the T62MD. MD gets the ATGM on it, super strong. You get recon BMP2Ds, which come an extra veterancy naturally, for some reason. And you also come with the Singer 4 deploy, which can come with the AGL as well, which are pretty good. AT has a 21 pen AT, smoke grenade, and a Singer. That smoke grenade is huge. So really good opener for the beginning. But you also can get a Moto Revzeka with a 16 pen AT if you want as well. Air tab, you get 2 AT planes, which are really good. So you get plenty of AT planes for the game. And they're not too expensive, comparatively what they would be killing. But yeah, strong division, lots of ATGMs. It's can't play against tank decks in an open, but anywhere else it is doing fine. 6 US, I'm putting in the C category. 6 US is weak. No tanks. Infantry are good. It's pretty good, but pretty counterable. Pretty expensive infantry. Really expensive. Light rifles are good, and I do think they're really nasty. They have a good air tab, but again, they get suppressed significantly by aircraft. But having no fire support is pretty brutal. Doesn't even have the best artillery. Your tanks are all in your recon tab, which is not great. And HGM spam is not great in a team game for the most part because a lot of guys know how to use smoke. You don't get Apaches. You do get IHawks and Singers, which is good, and you get a 4 deploy AA. But again, I think it belongs in the C category. I think everything's pretty expensive for what it is. Yeah, I think it's pretty expensive for what it is. I put it in C category. I don't think it's that good. Now, 16th. Good old 16th. I think it's in the C category. I don't think it's one of the worst. It has some things going for it. But it's just a worse second Panzergren in every way. First off, you don't have the infantry to fight an infantry fight. You don't have the best artillery. You just have Leopard 1 BEs, which are okay, which are good. But if you're fighting anywhere in CQC, like they'll die at AT really quickly. If you have to fight a tank deck, they die really quickly. There's just not a lot of lanes this deck performs really efficiently at. It's not really bad division, but it's bad. I think it's in the C category. Anything that deserves that position decisively. Fourth model shoots in. Gonna go on the B tier. Fourth mod, good division. I like it. I love it. It's one of my favorite. However, it suffers from a lot of things that other decks. First off, it doesn't have a good AT plane. It has a MiG-23 AT, which can lob missiles at long range. Its Strela 10 2M are good for deploy, and its Fallschirmjägers are good, but that is it. That is it. Its opener is good, and that's it. Its artillery is not good. Its tank tab is not great. Its infantry are pretty pricey. They're good, but once you lose those Fallschirmjäger, they're not that good. And there's a lot more infantry out there that's way more cost efficient. That's way better. So it also doesn't have sustainability. Most team games go a lot longer than a 1v1, and this deck does not have a sustainability. It will fall off really hard, really quickly, mid to late game. So I think it belongs in the lower tier, but that opener is still strong, and you can't mess people up. So I do think it goes into the B category. Okay. All right. So is there anything that I think goes in S tier? I don't know yet. But 35th VDV goes into A tier. Really, really strong. It has everything you could really wish for in Airborne Division. It's super nasty. 35th, where are you? BMD2, opener Airborne, really strong. Million Apaches are really, really dangerous and can pretty much stop a player from pushing. It's got good AT planes, cost efficient with the MiG-27M AT with 190 points. That's so cheap, and you get 4 of them. It gets good seed. You get one of the best seed in the game. It's a good division. This is one of the best infantry CQC divisions in the game when you're playing a team game. So it goes in the A category. 76 though, I think belongs in the B category. I don't think it's as good. No helos is pretty brutal, and anybody who knows how to use smoke will smoke you. And your infantry aren't the best in CQC. You got this CQC 8 guys that are good. They're not the best. They're not as good as Spetnos. They have Satchel, and they have AT, which is good and really good for openers. But there are a lot of divisions. But once you lose these guys in the opener, man, it's just Pomachiki and Denseniki. That's not the best. And the other units are too small. So no helos. You have good planes, but they turn like garbage. So they die in a team game to any AA cover. The BMD3s are just counterable by a smoker mortar. And yeah, so I think it's B category. I think it's still good. It could open up and be really good supported. But B category for sure. Now Berlin goes into F category. Really weak deck. Artillery is okay when the 155s. Tanks are kind of mediocre. Infantry are pretty pricey for what they are. No radar whatsoever. No good fighter whatsoever. Nighthawk will die instantly in a team game because there's too much density of AA. Yeah. No opener. It's a bad. Goes in the bad category. Not that it can't be worked. Not that any of these can't be worked. I think they're just bad. 35th US. Similarly, I'm going to put it in the bottom category. Everything has not so great National Guard trait at the moment, and that's bad. That may change in the future, but who knows? M110s fire slower. It's just everything just fires slower, reloads slower because it all has National Guard trait at the moment. No tanks that are good at the moment, unless you do some cheese tactics with smoke. I think in team games, I think it's really bad. LGBs are really bad. They're really good when you have AA or air supremacy, but when you don't, it's not good. And there's more likely than not that you don't have air supremacy. So put that in the bottom tier as well. Now, getting a little more dicey. 27th can go in A category. BMP3s are OP. BVs are good. No-nos are good. Tours are okay. It's got plenty of rocket helos, which are the better helos. It's got a lot of good infantry. It's got everything you kind of want. I like this division. I think it's strong. I think it's a good division to be bringing into the team game. Similarly, 79th is OP and can go up into that category. It's just a different flavor. I know maybe this is a simplification, but it's just a BV spam deck. That's good. I think it's strong. BMP2s strong. good AA as well. I think it's a good deck for a team game. Okay, let us. 7th is going to go in the B category. It's not A tier. It's got everything that other decks have. But it struggles with. Yeah, it's just a worse version of 20th and 9th. It has T-72s, are good. It's got AT planes, but it has one less AT plane and gets a cluster. It does have 225As in good quantity. And you don't get as much spam of the quality tanks. T-72s are 1519. The other ones are like 1619 or 1719. So these are kind of worse in general, and you don't get as many M1s. 1719, as you can see, you only get one card, while the other decks get a million. So I'm not weaker in that category, but still a really, really good division. Just not as good. 101st is going into C category. It has deltas, which have that bug that I was talking about earlier, where they come in the Special Forces vehicle and they drive faster when you vet them up. That's really nasty. It's got some good little birds, but they're not as good as the pack variant, in my opinion. It's got no aircraft whatsoever. It's got some tanks with the MYIP, which are okay, but 17 arm pen is not the best. It's got some good artillery. Infantry is okay, but pretty costly. It's pretty expensive infantry for not the best infantry. The only good squad that's like good are these two boys, the AT4 and the ODA. These guys smoke everybody, but other than that, everything else is pricely, except maybe your air engineers, but they're still kind of expensive. So I think things are just over expensive in this deck. the Apaches are good, but like people who know what they're doing are going to be able to counter an Apache pretty simply. In a competitive game, Apaches are not going to be, they're going to be good, but they're not going to be OP. And the deck can't just rely on Apaches. So I think it's in C category. I think that's correct. 8th US. I'm going to put in B category. Nothing broken about it. LGB, AT. Good stuff. Tanks. M1A1s. Can't go wrong with there. M110s. Awesome. And a million infantry squads to fight anywhere in the forest. And this deck, what's nice about it, why I think it's higher up on there, is it can play 2 different styles. It can be a tank deck, and then it can also just be an infantry deck. So that's cool. And the M110s are also awesome. Just like automatically makes it help way better, and it has good AA with the IHawk. So I think it's a good deck. And this deck can like withhold, this deck can hold a wide lane and even hold multiple lanes and play different styles. So I think it's a really good deck. I don't think it's OP. I don't think it's in the A category, but I think it can go B category. And again, like guys, you got to remember is that decks can fluctuate depending on what the other team's makeup is. The other decks can move up and down based on that. But I think it's a good deck overall. And in fact, that's gonna, yeah, man, maybe it should go in A tier. I'm gonna put it in A tier. I think it's A tier worthy, man. I think it's a good division in the team game. Moving down the line here, 6 is gonna go sadly in the C tier. So in 1v1s, this deck's a lot better, but in team games, way worse. First off, infantry is nothing special. Only the Volksmaker are good, and they have to come in helos, which is terrible. T-64s suck. It's got okay artillery, but the bread and butter in a 1v1 is clusters. But in a team game, man, it ain't gonna be as good. These things are gonna get shot down every single time they come out. So this deck just like really isn't that good because of that. So that's the take there. Sadly. Now Sud. Sud is gonna be in C category. It's sad, but it has to be true. Sud is one of my favorite decks, but it's just not as good in team games. First off, it does have M110s, which is awesome. But this whole deck will have to rely on smoke pushing. Smoke pushing is very difficult, and it's counterable. This deck is harder to counter because it does have mobile mortars. But again, I think it's a weaker division. It has really bad infantry. Its ATGMs aren't the best. Its tanks are garbage. It has a disarm trait. The only thing good about this division is its opener. Once the opener is done and someone knows what they're doing, it ain't that good. So I'm sorry, in a team game, it has to go down into C tier, which is very sad. But at least it's not an F tier. I'm gonna put fourth pole in a similar position. Fourth pole, like Sud, is really good in 1v1s, not so good in team games. Your T-55s are gonna get wrecked in a head-on collision. Your infantry are good, but they ain't that good. Your artillery ain't that good either. And helos are gonna play a way worse role. And you get no heavy ATGM, so you just die. So yeah, team game, not so good, fourth pole. But it can be against some decks, but in general, I don't think so. And guys, I'm trying to make this objective too. I'm trying to make this objective as like the average player. I'm not trying to make this like me. Like I think I could play a high tier fourth, but that's like unique. I play a lot of fourth and Sud. That's not normal. 39th is gonna go in I don't know. F tier is this division. This division's garbage in team games. Corpus, the M110 or the equivalent of the M110 that K.d.A gets as well. It fires 2 salvo instead of 3, so you can't really one-shot tanks. You get no tanks whatsoever. Infantry are overpriced. They're airborne deployment, but that's it. And you only get Shell at 2M, which is garbage. So you can get bombed death in this. This is one of the few decks you can air spammed. So this deck just sucks. In team games, it's terrible. Maybe in a 1v1 it could be a little bit better, but even a 1v1 it sucks. Okay, first armored, gonna go in B tier. First armor, not too bad. Has a little bit of everything. It's got good infantry, okay. It's got okay artillery. It's got some forward deploy. It's got some gazelles. It's got plenty of tanks. It can just hold its own. It's not bad. It just will lose out to like the A tier divisions, tank on tank. But other than that, though, it's okay. Like it can do some stuff, and it can do some wacky stuff at the start of a game with SES Patrol, Para with the Carl G, and some Milan 2 ATGMs. So that's nice. So I kind of like the division. I don't think it's that bad. I think it kind of goes into that category of B tier. It can hold its own, but it ain't that bad. MNAD and go down in F tier. It's so bad. So bad. It has air spam, but air spam sucks in team games. Infantry wise, it's overpriced. A lot of infantry are garbage for their pricing, with few exceptions. AA's garbage, except the Mistral. But you get these pairs are not that good. And versus other infantry. These guys are pretty good, but again, they're not that good, man. They're a big squad, but other big squads, similar caliber, are gonna smoke you. Pair command, it's just like all this infantry is overpriced. So, yeah. So that's that. That division's bad. You just get run over. You don't even have tanks. You got scimitar spam. That ain't gonna work. Interesting. Berlin is gonna go in the C category. It's awesome. I think this division can be really nasty against some other decks, but again, in a head-on collision against most lanes, not the best. It's got a lot of good infantry, and you have to play kind of a wide game. And there's very few maps that are wide in a team game, and most lanes are narrow. So this deck can get kind of smoked pretty hard if it doesn't go well. So you gotta also rely on a lot of smoke pushing with this division, and that's gonna be really hard for most people. So I do think it's kind of a lower category, and only a couple guys can raise it a couple of tiers with smoke plays. So, but that's not the norm. So it's gonna go into the C category. But it's got some stuff going for it though. Fourth, RÜGENER. Take a look at RÜGENER. Yeah, I think it suffers the same fate. I think it's a worse version of Berliner. I'm going to put it in F category. It's just a worse version of Berliner in every way. It's got the crew, which are cool, but that's it. That's not worth it. It goes in the F category. ATEC and Airborne will go in the B category. Really good opener. Really good. Strong opener. Good HGMs. The deck will fall off really hard as the game goes on. Your infantry are not the best. They're overpriced. And your air spam will not be as efficient as the game goes on. Your patches are nice, but that opener is all it is. The opener, and then you better get that good positioning and a good roll going, or you're in big trouble. This division will it's just like overpriced in a lot of categories. So you will be out traded by other decks. So just be very careful. But again, B category I think is appropriate for it. 24th. Let's take a look at 24th. I just want to make sure. 24th is okay. Strike Eagle is so good. But M1 IPs aren't the best. Infantry aren't the best. Strike Eagle is pretty easy to counter. I think it goes in C category. I'm not putting these in order, by the way. Yeah, I think it's C category. I think that's appropriate. I think C is proper. It has Strike Eagle. That's it. But Strike Eagle, everyone knows about it. Most decks get a lot of AA. You'll just lose it. And your infantry are not the best, and your tanks aren't the best. So there's way better decks out there. 39th. What used to be my favorite deck? I think this is a B tier division. It's got BMP2s and BVs, but I don't think it's as good in any other category. Its artillery isn't the best. Its AA is not the best. Or air tab's not the best, sorry. So I'm gonna put in B. I think it's the worst version of 39th at the moment, or 27th. Okay, we only have a few more divisions here. 157 team games. Weak. Bad artillery. Doesn't do 3 HE. This thing takes forever to reload. Air tab. It does have one of the best fighters in the game, but again, not that important. It's got terrible AA. Its tanks aren't the best. It does have a good tank, but that's it. The rest are disheartened. All your infantry is disheartened crap. I think this goes into the F category. Fourth. Fourth is a interesting division. It's got some tanks, it's got chieftains, but I think it's a bad overall. But I don't think it's as bad as people give it a rap for. It's bad. It's a bad division. Your tanks are garbage. They're overpriced as hell. Look at a T. If you look at a T-72 versus this thing, T-72 is just gonna beat your ass. And same with them. The Mark 9, 12 armor. That's not right. You just everything's overpriced. Your A is garbage too. Yeah, you do get the good artillery though. That's something for it. But I think it's gonna go down in the FTR. 9th US actually is okay division. It's got some tanks. It's got a little good. It's got a good opener. And I see some people. It's got some laser guided artillery, which is super nice. It has plenty of tows, but it has this thing, fast HG on the ground, 24 pen, 2800 range. So crazy. Good air tab. But again, it's weak in some categories. No armor, no fire support with such a dense line is brutal. I do think it's kind of a weaker division nowadays. I do think it'll go into the C. It's either C or B. Man, I'm gonna put it in a B category. I don't think it's as bad as some of these divisions. And finally, our last French division, good old 11E. Where are you? Really good opener. That is it. Once the opener is down, a lot of your stuff is overpriced, and it's really no, it's not overpriced. It's probably a good price, but having 100-point tanks sucks. They get one shot. Having air spam is really good, but if the guy buys significant AA and it doesn't, it's just like you have to rely on air spamming, and if you can't air spam, you kind of die. So I do think this is kind of a lower division. I think it's worse than 82nd Airborne. I do think it goes into like the C category-ish area. And yeah, this is kind of my tier list. I mean, let me see if there's anything I would really change or disagree with. I could see 25th going to C. I could see someone making an argument that 6 goes into B. I wouldn't be against that. I think everything else is pretty good though. As you can see, more of the tank decks are OP in this game. There are some infantry up here, but very few. So yeah, and that's because the lanes are more narrow. So the ability to play those wide gameplay is not as not as good. You can't do it as much. So decks with really heavy armor, decks with good artillery perform way better than they would otherwise. Aircraft, which make these other decks a lot better, and the lower end of things become less valuable and less useful. I don't think there's anything in the S tier. I don't think there's anything there that's like, my god, that thing is so goddamn broken. It annihilates everyone in every lane. I really don't think that exists in a team game. I think it's a lot more balanced overall. And I do think too that in team games compared to 1v1s, there's lanes, right? There's a lane for everything. And that allows actually some of these C and F tier divisions to perform way above what it is because of the lane it's fighting in. So that is something to know, but I do think the A, B, and C tier divisions in general perform in more lanes better overall across the board. So yeah, this is kind of where I think things stand. I would be really curious to see what you guys think, and yeah, I'll see you guys around. Thanks for watching my tier list.